people? How y'all doing? I'm going to put on the intro in just a few seconds. Here we go.
Hi, are you going to be looking for a home soon? Here are some tips to help you. Number 1, always get
Shut up.
Lost in a world of my own. Everything feels so unknown. I tried to wake up from this dream, but nothing is quite what it seems. I'm running, but I'm not getting far. I'm driving, but I can't find the car. I'm flying, but I can't reach the sky. I'm dreaming, but I can't stay alive. Trapped in a dream, can't break it's like reality. It's more than me. I'm screaming and shouting. There's no sound. I'm lost and stuck. I can't be found. The clock is ticking, time's running out. I need to wake up, I need to shout. I need to find my way back to life. Breaking through the chains, cut like a knife. Break me up, set me free from this dreamless misery. I need to feel alive again. Yeah. Trapped in a dream, can't break free. It's like reality. It's more than I can't get it out my head. Shout, but there's no sound. I can't get it out my head. Stuck, I can't be found. I can't get it out my head. I can't get it out my head. Lost in a world of my own. Everything feels so unknown. I tried to wake up from this dream, but nothing is quite what it seems. I'm running, but I'm not getting far. I'm driving, but I can't find the car. I'm flying, but I can't reach the sky. I'm swimming, but I can't stay alive. Trapped in a dream, can't break free. It's like reality. It's more than me. I'm screaming and shouting. There's no sound. I'm lost and stuck. I can't be found. The clock is ticking, time's running out. I need to wake up, I need to shout. I need to find my way back to life. Breaking through the chains, cut like a knife. Break me up, set me free from this dreamless misery. I need to feel alive again. Yeah. Trapped in a dream, can't break free. It's like reality. It's more than I can't get it out my head. There's no sound. I can't get it out my head. Stuck, I can't be found. I can't get it out my head. I can't get it out my head. Lost in a world of my own. Everything feels so unknown. I tried to wake up from this dream, but nothing is quite what it seems. I'm running, but I'm not getting far. I'm driving, but I can't find the car. I'm flying, but I can't reach the sky. I'm swimming, but I can't stay alive. Trapped in a dream, can't break free. It's like reality. It's more than me. I'm screaming and shouting. There's no sound. I'm Lost up, stuck, I can't be found. The clock is ticking, time's running out. I need to wake up, I need to shout. I need to find my way back to life. Breaking through the chains, cut like a knife. Pick me up, set me free from this dream, this misery. I need to feel alive again. Trapped in a dream, get my dream. It's like reality. It's more than there's no sound. I can't get it out my head. Stuck, I can't be found. I can't get it out my head. No, I can't get it out my head. No more doubts, not giving in. You can't stop me from getting this. I won't fold, not for anything. I'm invincible. Won't back down, I'll never quit. Gold and glory, I'm taking it. I won't fold, not for anything. I'm invincible. Thought I wouldn't fight, surrendered to the night, but I can't roll so white. Like I'd rather die a child. Back against the wall, but I keep standing tall. No, I won't raise a wife, that's who I'ma give my all. Destiny calls my name, so I'm marching to the store. This is the land where spirits are made and heroes are born. He will defy to get the dead, but never conform. Never conform. Never conform. That's not giving in. You can't stop me from getting this. I won't fall, not for anything. I'm invincible. Won't back down. I'll never quit. Golden glory, taking it. I won't fall, not for anything. I'm invincible. Stronger and stronger is what I will become. I want the Father, I know I'll overcome. Whatever I have to, I've only just begun. Stronger and stronger is what I will become. Giving in, you can't stop me from getting this. I won't fall, not for anything. I'm invincible. Won't back down, I'll never quit. Gold and glory, taking it. I won't fall, not for anything. I'm invincible. Since you've called the train you're on, now I know that you are gone. I can hear the whistle blow 100 miles. 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles. I can hear the whistle blow 100 miles. Lord, you're one, Lord, you're two, Lord, you're three, Lord, you're four. Lord, you're 500 miles from our home. 500 miles, 500 miles, 500 miles, 500 miles. Lord, you're 500 miles from our home. Not a word to ease my pain. Now there's only me to blame. Lord, how can I bear it all alone, all alone, all alone, all alone. Lord, how can I bear it all alone? It was you who chose to go down a road I didn't know. But my door is open always. Welcome home. To welcome home.
We're gonna have to get started, y'all. So, welcome to stream. We have a severe weather threat right now. And yes, I did get the WeatherWise app on my phone. So in the case that I do not get to an alert that pops up on my computer here, I can see it on my phone and I can go to it and kind of go into detail. So, before we get started, again, the areas the Weather Twin Storm team is watching, down here, up here, right here, in the slight risk area, and the slight risk area. And then also a few spots over here. Not in the marginal, I mean. So the weather intensity score. So we have a winter storm watch that just got upgraded. Threats are heavy snow. I have no idea where that got upgraded. But we do. Weather intensity score is 50.19. We have an observed flash flood warning in effect in St. Laundry. Damn. I cannot keep up with these alerts. So, which one was observed? Ooh, this one's one of them. I think. Yeah, it is. So we have an observed flash flood warning for southwestern St. Laundry Parish in central Louisiana, northwestern Lafayette Parish. I'm trying to say this right without dripping over my words. Sorry. Northwestern Lafayette Parish in south central Louisiana, Acada Parish in southwestern Louisiana, northeastern Jefferson Davis Parish in southwestern Louisiana, and north central Vermilion Parish in southwestern Louisiana until 5:45 p.m. At 2:41, the public reported thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Between 1 and 3 inches of rain have fallen so far. The expected rainfall rate is 0.5 to 1 inch in an hour. Flash flooding is already occurring. The weather intensity score has jumped up to 50.41. So that's going to be fun to deal with. Flash flooding is already occurring. Flash flooding caused by thunderstorms. The public reported this. Flash flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets and underpasses, as well as other poor drainage and low-lying areas. Locations include, but will not be limited to, Meyer, Richard, Riceville, Branch, and Crowley. Turn around, do not drown. Most flood deaths occur while in vehicles. Be aware of your surroundings and do not, absolutely do not, drive on flooded roads under any circumstances. The Weather Twin Storm Team will keep you updated on this flash flood warning. Now, why in hell did they decide that this would be a good spot right here to issue a mesoscale discussion? Oh, I'm an absolute idiot. Concerning severe potential, watch unlikely. Okay. Isolated to widely scattered storms may develop in the next 1 to 3 hours. Large hail and damaging winds would be the primary threats. So I guess they could issue a severe thunderstorm watch for the entire area under this mesoscale discussion. But I don't see that happening. Because right here it says watch unlikely. Let me see if I can pull reports or something. Let me see if I can pull reports of flash flooding or something from Facebook. No, not that. No. The weather intensity score has jumped up to 52.91. Looks like I'm going to be live for 5 hours. That's fun. 5 hours straight. That's most certainly going to be fun. That's where I'm seeing things, bro. Otherwise, get back here. Well, this is going to be fun being live for 5 hours covering this severe weather. Okay, so southwestern Kentucky storm spotters saying, quote, live severe weather coverage will start shortly after the tornado watch issued on and they spelled Sunday wrong. Bro. That is crazy. Issued on Sunday, 3/29/25, and all night here. Okay. That sounds wonderful. And that was 21 minutes ago, too. In case some of you don't know the risk area that I am looking out for, here you go. And then don't even get me started on day 2. Yeah, I'm gonna be live all day tomorrow, pretty much. Because we got an enhanced risk right in here. And then combine that with our tornado threat. And you know I'm definitely going to be live all day tomorrow. And then day 3. Now the severe weather is going to impact the wiregrass. So that's going to be fun. Probably won't be live all day Monday for this because I got school. But whatever severe weather is left, I'll cover in the afternoon. So wind threat. So my question is day 2 really going to be a tornado threat? Sounds more like a wind threat than a tornado threat. Sounds more like a hail and wind threat more than a tornado threat. And then day 4, we got back over here in Iowa, Nebraska, Missouri, and Kansas. Which that's going to be fun. And then day 5, we're back over here where we basically started from this severe weather system. So yeah, that's fun. Back to radar. Again, anyone in these flash flood warnings need to be taking this seriously. Turn around, do not drown. And then Joseph Lowry said 6 hours ago, Lamarck, Texas residents, please post your flooding pictures and and address or close by below. I would love to see these pictures. Holy. Holy. Okay. Well. Yay. Again, I'll do a weather intensity score update as soon as possible. But for now, y'all hear this.
Severe thunderstorms with potential threats including large hail, damaging winds, and even a few tornadoes, especially in northern Oklahoma and nearby regions. Looking ahead to Sunday, the risk for severe weather ramps up significantly in the Mississippi, Ohio, and Tennessee valleys. We're talking about a broad enhanced risk for severe storms, so be prepared for very large hail, damaging winds, and strong tornadoes. If you're in the upper Midwest or interior Northeast, freezing rain is expected to cause significant disruptions. Accumulating ice could make travel dangerous, so it's best to avoid the roads in northeastern Wisconsin and parts of central New England through Sunday night. As we move into Monday, these stormy conditions will shift towards the East Coast, bringing a slight risk of severe weather from the Gulf Coast up to southern upstate New York. Additionally, the southern high plains are facing critical fire weather conditions over the next few days due to very dry, warm, and windy weather. Temperatures across the south and east are much above average, but expect to cool down by Tuesday as a cold front moves through. Meanwhile, out west, a deep low-pressure system will bring heavy snow to the Sierra Nevada and spread cooler temperatures and rain across the region starting Sunday. Stay safe and keep an eye on your local weather alerts, especially if you're in these affected areas.
The weather intensity score is 52.6. I think it's safe to say that the severe weather will be holding off until tonight, which is going to be bad for me specifically since I'm going to be live until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time, which is 12 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Mountain. Really? 10 p.m. Mountain. I am sorry, y'all. And then 9 p.m. Pacific. So that's going to be fun. Let's go ahead and head up north to where we have ice storm warnings and all that. Since, again, this is severe weather and winter storm coverage. So, we have an ice storm warning which starts in 35 minutes and expires tomorrow. Significant icing is expected. Total snow and sleet accumulations up to 1 inch, and ice accumulations between a half an inch and 0.8 of an inch. Locations include, but will not be limited to, Marathon, Lincoln, and Florence counties until 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time Sunday. This will affect power lines and tree limbs and may cause widespread and long-lasting power outages. Expect these outages and tree damage to be because of ice. Travel could be impossible. Travel is strongly discouraged. If you absolutely must travel, keep an extra flashlight, food and water in your vehicle in the case of an emergency. Prepare for possible power outages. The latest road conditions for the state you are calling from can be obtained by calling 511. Do not, I repeat, do not, under any circumstances, touch downed lines and report any power outages to your electric company. Travel is highly discouraged due to slick roadways and the possibility of downed trees and power lines. Again, do not, under any circumstances, touch downed lines. The Weather Twin Storm Team and divisions will keep y'all updated. And then we also have a flood warning in Wisconsin. I was about to say Michigan for a moment. This was issued by the National Weather Service in Green Bay for Big Rib River at Rib Falls, affecting Marathon County. And this is in effect until further notice. Minor flooding is occurring. The river was reported to be peaking, so river levels should begin to fall again after precipitation ends tomorrow. This is for Big Rib River at Rib Falls, from this afternoon until further notice. At 13 feet, the water's current is fast in the Rib Falls area. Widespread lowland flooding is occurring downstream to western Rousseau. In Marathon City, several feet of water is covering Lions Park, and water is surrounding homes near River Road north of Marathon City. At 1 p.m. Saturday, the stage was set at 12.8 feet. Bank full stage is 7 feet. Flood stage, 10 feet. Again, we will keep you updated. And then down here, we have a mesoscale discussion which expires in 3 hours. And this was corrected for typos in the discussion too. Concerning heavy rainfall, flash flooding possible. Possible, you say? It's happening right now. Summary: showers and thunderstorms are expanding and intensifying over south central Louisiana, while a fair amount of uncertainty remains. Training cells with maximum hourly rainfall rates of 2 to 3 inches an hour will support an increasing flash flood threat, possibly significant this afternoon. Now, for any of you that are in the Wiregrass, oh boy, do I have a treat for you. But first, Storm Chaser Stephen Jones, storm/tornado risk will be entering into the Oklahoma City metro around 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. tonight. I should be live, hopefully. If not live, I will be tracking the storm. pretty much. But again, for anyone that is watching this from the Wiregrass, oh boy, do I have a treat for you. And it involves and it involves Ryan Hoyle talking about a truly wild week of weather is about to unfold. That's crazy. But and we got this info today as well, may I mention. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and react to
It's Saturday, March 29th.
Saturday, March 29th.
It's Saturday, March 29th, 2025, and we have a huge update for you on our upcoming severe weather outbreaks. That's right, outbreaks. We've got one coming up tomorrow, and we've got potentially another one as we go towards the middle of next week.
And we got another
Next week,
one.
we also have significant winter weather to talk about. So this is likely going to be a long video, and it all starts talking about this little trough over here creeping into the west coast. You can see it very clearly on satellite there. Now let's dive into talking about what this thing is going to do. Starting with our most concerning event in the near future, it's definitely going to be our severe weather outbreak tomorrow, where we have a 3 out of 5 enhanced risk of severe weather for a huge area from Ohio down to Texas. Okay, this includes Cincinnati, Louisville, Nashville, Memphis. This includes Little Rock, St. Louis, Indianapolis, and just a large area there in our 3 out of 5 enhanced risk. But there's also an even larger slight risk that goes from Toronto, Canada. Essentially, if the Storm Prediction Center put outlooks out for Canada, you guys would likely be included in that. All the way back down past Detroit, past Columbus, down past Knoxville, Birmingham, all the way into East Texas. Chicago's included in that slight risk as well, and then an even larger marginal risk surrounds that. So tens of millions, I think over 100 million people are under the gun for significant severe weather on Sunday, March 30th. So we've got to make sure everybody is prepared for this, because it looks like it's going to be a substantial severe weather event.
Don't be scared. Be prepared. That's what the Weather Twin Storm team has been telling everyone in the Wiregrass. Don't be scared. Be prepared. It is important, absolutely important, that you are prepared for severe weather. In the case that we do have a tornado outbreak in the Wiregrass, that could be the case. Okay. But again, do not wait until the day. Hold up. Do not wait until the day of the storm to begin protecting yourself. If the forecast calls for severe weather, begin preparing now. Stay weather ready. Yes. Absolutely. What this page right here is saying is absolutely true. Okay. Do not be scared. Be prepared. Okay. A few days out, if the forecast calls for severe weather in a few days, start preparing now. Make sure that you have emergency supplies. Know your safe places. Have a family communication plan. The day before, forecast accuracy continues to improve. Adjust your plans. Make sure your phone can receive wireless emergency alerts, or WEAs. Ensure your shelter is clean and accessible. The day of, remain vigilant and aware of any active watches. A warning may be issued at a moment's notice. Remind your family of that communication plan you made. Know how to evacuate and or get to safety from wherever you are, whether it's your living room, your bedroom, your kitchen, whether you're outside, mowing the lawn, whatever you are doing in that moment, okay? It stops immediately after that warning is issued. After that watch is issued, after that special weather statement is issued, after that tornado watch is issued, and especially if it's a normal tornado warning. When a warning is issued, you may only have seconds to take action. When you stop whatever you are doing, do not walk, run. Do not walk, run. Run to safety, because you do not know what's going to happen next. You can only assume. Okay, I'm not saying any of this to scare any of you. All I am saying is do not be scared. Be prepared for any and all situations. Have a plan, have a backup plan, have a backup plan after that plan fails. Whatever you have to do, okay? Whatever you must do, do it. Okay? Absolutely do it. Because once that tornado warning is issued, it is a point of life or death. Okay? It is important that you have a plan. Okay? It is very, very important. If you do not have that plan, then what are you going to do? Okay? Do any of you get what I'm saying? With that being said, let us continue.
Event. All right, let's take a peek under the hood and talk about the why so we can understand the where and the when and all that good stuff. What we're looking at here are winds about 18,000 feet above our heads. This shows us where the jet stream is essentially, and you can see that dip in the jet stream. What we like to call a trough here is going to be ejecting out over the plains, especially as we go into Sunday. And what this is going to do is it's going to allow for significant lift out in front of the cold front that's going to be coming through, and that's going to allow for several areas of storms to pop up, okay? We've got the large trough here and then also several subtle little short waves inside of that. So there's likely going to be a lot of different places where storms are going to be initiating as we go into the day on Sunday. And my goodness, the storms are going to have a significant amount of energy to work with as they initiate. This is just one model and it's not 100% going to look like this, but the CAPE values are really high on the NAM. And when I say CAPE, I'm just talking about thunderstorm fuel, okay? You'll hear me say stuff like 2,500 joules per kilogram of CAPE. Don't worry about the acronyms or the units of measurement there. Just know the higher that number, the more juicy the atmosphere is and the more primed it's going to be for significant storm formation. And in this case, potentially supercell formation. There's some places that have potentially over 3,000 joules per kilogram of CAPE as we approach initiation on Sunday. And just to give you some reference there, 1,500 would be enough to be concerned about. So if we actually have these high instability values in place on the surface, thanks to the low pressure system up here that's allowing for moisture and all of this, all of these perfect ingredients to advect northward out in front of the cold front, then things are going to be pretty intense on Sunday. And it's not just instability that we have. If the storms actually form and they take advantage of that, they're going to rocket up into the atmosphere and they're going to have access to wind shear. So the winds on the surface are going to be blowing in a different direction than the winds in the upper levels, and that's going to allow them to spin. And for that reason, the Storm Prediction Center has put out a 10% hatched risk of tornadoes for tomorrow. This includes southern Indiana, portions of Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, Illinois, and Missouri. And basically what this means is that there is at least a 10% probability of having tornadoes within 25 miles of any given point in the yellow area there. And where it's hatched, it means that some of those tornadoes could produce damage in the EF2 to EF5 range. So not trying to scare anybody, just giving you a heads up. It's amazing that we have the ability to give you this much heads up. We've been talking about this for a week and it's all kind of culminating to this point now.
It's absolutely wonderful that we have this much technology. So that way I can give y'all heads up. Hello, severe weather. It's absolutely wonderful.
You live in that area, today's the day for you to prepare, know what you're going to do whenever that tornado warning comes through. And then of course we also need to be prepared as far north as up here into southern portions of Michigan and as far south as into Texas and Louisiana, because even the 5 and the 2% risk zones will likely have some tornadoes. You also need to be prepared out here. Let's talk about timing and uncertainty. So this is what the radar could look like around 4 a.m. on Sunday. We're going to have rain showers and lots of cloud cover out here in front of our main storm system. And that is one thing that could help us. So those CAPE values are not going to get as high if we've got a lot of rain and clouds hanging out and we don't allow the sun to come out and, destabilize the atmosphere. So, that's one thing that could help us out. If we've got a lot of morning convection, if we've got a lot of thunderstorms happening in the morning or before the main heating of the day, then we're going to have less chance of seeing big time thunderstorms. But if we do get some clearing and we see those CAPE values approaching 1,500 to 2,500, then we're going to have a massive outbreak of supercells likely starting around 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern. And as you can see, when these things first start popping up, they are somewhat discrete, meaning that there's a pretty good tornado chance here. But even as they start congealing into more linear features, we're talking about damaging winds and large hail possible, even up there in Indiana and Ohio. We have a tornado threat that expands all the way down into Kentucky. And then probably our most robust supercells will pop up over here in southeast Missouri, southern Illinois, northern portions of Arkansas. As of right now anyways, it looks like those have the best chance of producing large hail and potentially strong tornadoes. And man, the threat just goes on well into the night. We're going to have multiple rounds of storms where it could storm once pretty significantly around 4 p.m. in Louisville and Cincinnati, and then another potentially more significant round comes in around 11 p.m. We could have no storms at all in Nashville until early in the morning on Monday. So it's really kind of too early right now to talk about specific timing, but just to show you, this is not like one little concentrated area of storms. This is multiple different storm clusters that we're going to be tracking on Sunday. And yes, of course, we will be live here with storm chasers on the ground, meteorologist Andy Hill and all that good stuff. So make sure you are subscribed.
And the Weather Twin Storm Team will also be live on Sunday, almost about the same time as Ryan Hall, y'all, if not earlier. I hope earlier. To give you severe weather coverage and tell you where the tornado warnings are at this point. Anyway.
Subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on. It's likely going to be a very long and eventful live stream. So yeah, get ready for that. And then we've got to move on because there's more weather to talk about. That's right. Unfortunately, we are watching the potential for another major outbreak of severe weather Wednesday, April 2nd. So this is after tomorrow's outbreak. Some of the same exact areas are going to be under the gun again for significant severe weather on Wednesday. So we're talking about Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Louisville, Memphis, Little Rock, near St. Louis. A lot of the areas that we just talked about are in the target zone again on Wednesday. And this one is going to involve another potent upper level trough swinging out of the Rockies and into the plains. But I mean, I don't know if you can tell just by looking at this, but it looks quite a bit more potent. It's too early to talk about specific details here, but if we continue to see this on the models, this is likely going to be a much bigger deal than what we're dealing with tomorrow. So once again, not trying to scare anybody. Don't be scared. Be prepared. This is another beautiful thing about the modern state of weather forecasting. We have the ability to see these things coming from a distance now, and here you go. Now, there's a chance that this all falls apart and it becomes nothing. You guys know that. But there's also a chance that this is going to be another significant severe weather outbreak, this time with more moisture, more shear, and bigger potential to cause tornadoes. I just wanted to point this out. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about it because it's going to change. This is 5 days out. But yeah, it looks like this is going to be another significant severe weather outbreak. And yeah, one of the more concerning things about this upcoming system for April 2nd is the amount of moisture that's going to be present, the amount of wind shear, and just how far north it goes. All right, so I want everybody from Chicago all the way down to Little Rock and then as far east as Memphis and Louisville to be watching this one as well. And the way this is going to work is I'm going to keep you updated on this throughout the live streams on, because we'll probably be live Sunday and Monday. We'll continuously look at this and keep you updated on the forecasts, and then we'll likely just go live again on Wednesday and do it all over again. And to bridge the gap between those two major events, the reason I might be live Monday is because the continuation of the cold front as it moves east after producing our severe weather outbreak on Sunday is going to bring more severe weather to over 100 million people on Monday, March 31st, from New York all the way down to the Gulf Coast. So the good news is here, I don't think we're going to be talking as much about significant severe weather in terms of tornadoes and stuff like that, but there is going to be a damaging wind threat here, and depending on exactly how Sunday goes, there is a chance that we see a greater tornado threat the farther south we go. Notice how our big time storm system kind of dissipates as we go into the day on Monday here. That's going to allow for some destabilization in the Carolinas and into Florida and Georgia. So if this actually happens and the sun pokes out here before the cold front makes it off the coast, we could see new storms form, some maybe discrete supercellular storms, and that could have its own tornado risk down there. So we will be watching that closely. Now, the farther north we go, the more confident I am that it's not going to be a tornado threat. It's going to pretty much just be a damaging wind threat. So make sure you guys are ready for very strong winds up there in Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York City, maybe even all the way up there into Boston as this moves out to sea, and it'll be out of our hair completely by early in the morning on Tuesday. Now, severe weather is on the table, but I also want to mention the fact that we also have a slight risk or a marginal risk right now of excessive rainfall, and I believe that this will be upgraded to a slight risk, and it will likely include portions of the Appalachian Mountains over here in southeast Tennessee and western portions of North Carolina, northern Georgia. Just want to get you guys prepared. We might have some flooding going on here depending on how slow the storms go on Sunday. Remember, we're going to have all these storms popping up over here on Sunday. If they race off to the east really fast, this will be less of a rainfall problem, and honestly, that'll also cut down on the tornado problems as well down here in the south, because it'll make the storms get out of here before the instability is allowed to cook up again. But if they move slower, we're going to have more rainfall and a more significant severe weather chance. So while the southern U.S. is dealing with severe weather and excessive rainfall, up here in the north, we're talking about a significant winter threat, maybe even a major ice storm from portions of Minnesota up through the UP of Michigan, into Wisconsin, southern Ontario, and then even into the northeast, as all of that warm air is going to be pushing up against some very cold air hanging out up here in Canada. And the area where they meet, there's going to be a thin layer of cold air on the surface and some warmer air aloft. I mean, that's the perfect recipe for an ice storm there. We currently have ice storm warnings in effect for Wisconsin up there into the UP of Michigan, and then we got winter storm warnings and watches in effect for all of New England, north of Boston, and upstate New York, and we've got some winter weather stuff out here for portions of the northern plains as well. Once again, we are mostly concerned about the ice. There are some places that could approach 1 inch of ice accumulation throughout the duration of this event. It's not going to happen in one day or anything like that. Some of it's falling right now. Some of it will continue to fall on Saturday into Sunday. And the good news there is, because there is so much warm air involved with this system, I think a lot of the ice is going to melt. I don't think that anybody's going to have 1 inch of ice at one time. I could be wrong about that, because, you know, it's going to fall. We're going to have an inch of ice falling from the sky. And if that was to actually accumulate, we could have a catastrophic ice storm up here. We're talking about power outages that last for weeks, significant travel disruptions. But a more realistic point of view here, I think, is that an inch of ice will fall, maybe only a quarter inch to a half inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch will accumulate. And in that case, it's still going to be a big deal. So if you live up here in northern Michigan, Wisconsin, into southern portions of Canada, once again, make sure you're prepared for power outages that could last days and maybe even longer than that, because this is going to be a significant winter storm. And the areas that don't receive ice, just to the north of that ice, we're also going to see heavy wet snow. So there's a possibility that up here in Vermont and New Hampshire, that a couple places see 6 inches of snow, and that's like really heavy wet snow, and then also a glaze of ice. And if that happens, that's going to cause even more problems with down trees and power lines. So I want everybody to be ready for this. It's going to be a significant winter storm up here in the northern United States. And yeah, also you guys back here in Minnesota, portions of South Dakota, up into Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan are also in line to get some snow here, potentially over 7 to 8 inches in some places. But some of that's going to melt because there is so much warm air involved here. Now let's rewind all the way back to today and talk about our threat of severe weather today in Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, a little bit of Arkansas. We've got a slight risk of severe weather from the Storm Prediction Center for Saturday, March 29th. Our trough that's coming out of the Rockies that's going to cause all of our problems is going to initiate some supercells potentially tonight. And this is really late tonight. We're talking about 10 or 11 p.m. or so. That will initially be able to produce maybe some large hail and an isolated tornado.
Holy. So, I might be live until 1 a.m. Maybe. Maybe I might be live until 1 a.m. I don't know. Yeah.
Tornado or two, especially around Oklahoma City, up towards Wichita. And then very quickly, this is going to congeal into a multicellular kind of cluster of heavy rain and probably just some wind makers as it moves into like the Joplin area. And the tornado threat's going to subside quite quickly. So it's going to be a brief but significant severe weather threat here around 10 or 11 p.m. when they first pop up. And then things are going to kind of die off as they go towards St. Louis. Now, at the same time, while those storms are happening over here, all of that moisture flow, all of that moisture transport from the Gulf, just getting us ready for our severe weather outbreak on Sunday, is going to cause significant rainfall down here in Louisiana and southern Mississippi. Therefore, we have a marginal risk of excessive rainfall and flash flooding, including New Orleans, where we could see over 3 inches of rain today, so just be ready for that. There's some rivers and creeks that are already pretty swollen. This could be the thing that tips everything over and causes actual flooding, so make sure you're prepared to get to higher ground if there's a flood warning issued. And on the opposite side of the flooding problem, we've got dry air and significant winds fueling the backside of our storm. The reason we have a dry line is because of this, and this is leading to more significant fire weather conditions here in New Mexico and Texas. Critical fire weather possible over here. We also have some dry conditions and some strong winds that will be taking place today over here in Philadelphia, over towards Washington, D.C., and there is an elevated wildfire risk over here. Wildfire risk continues on Sunday for portions of Texas and New Mexico, so make sure you are prepared for that. And then let's take a look at these temperatures as we go through the weekend and into next week. We're going to have very warm temperatures out in front of our major storm system. It's going to feel like summer in southern Ontario, even up into the northeast before our major storm system hits. And then things are going to cool down quite quickly for a large area. But don't worry, the warm air is going to come right back after that. And, that's going to fuel our next storm system. Climate Prediction Center 6 to 10 day temperature outlook through April 7th says we're going to be above average in the east, below average in the west. This will set the stage for more stormy weather all the way through April 7th. And that's also going to set the stage for some above average rainfall right over the Mississippi River Valley here. So flooding is going to constantly be on the table as we go forward. Good news is that we also expect some increased rain over here in the southwest and some places that really need it, especially the closer towards April 7th that we get. There you go. There's some good news. All right, so busy week at the Weather House. We've got our video today. There's a very slight chance that we go live tonight. We're definitely going live tomorrow. In fact, we might not even upload a video tomorrow. We might not have time. Monday, lower chance of a live stream, but very high chance that we're going to be making a video. Same thing for Tuesday. And then Wednesday, I think that's another pretty much guaranteed day that we're going to be live here on the channel. So make sure you are subscribed with notifications on and spread the word. Let everybody know what's going on here. This is going to be a very active week of weather, and I hope you guys are doing all right. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow for the live stream. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
So let's go ahead and go back to tracking severe weather. As we did just get a special weather statement that was just issued. Right here. So,
including semi-discrete cells and organized line segments. In the mid-Atlantic, especially in the Carolinas and Virginia, low-level winds are expected to strengthen. This could lead to an increased risk of tornadoes late in the afternoon as a weak secondary low deepens. Stay tuned to your local weather updates and make sure you have a plan in place if you're in these areas. We'll keep you posted with any changes or developments as we get closer to Monday. Stay safe. Let's check in on the flash flood warning for Louisiana. This warning remains in effect for the next few hours and includes northwestern East Baton Rouge, southwestern East Feliciana, eastern Point Coupee, northern West Baton Rouge, and southeastern West Feliciana parishes. Heavy thunderstorms have already dropped between 2.5 and 3.5 inches of rain, with up to 3 additional inches possible. Life-threatening flash flooding is occurring or expected to begin shortly. The primary hazards are flash flooding in creeks, streams, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses. Locations like Zachary and St. Francisville are particularly at risk. Remember, turn around, don't drown when you encounter flooded roads. Most flood-related deaths occur in vehicles. Stay aware of your surroundings and avoid driving on flooded roads. just got a report of freezing rain about 2 miles northeast of Luzerne, Michigan, in Oscoda County. A train spotter reported approximately a quarter inch of ice accumulating on guy wires and tree branches. Power was lost around 10 minutes before the report came in, about 3 minutes ago. It's 6 p.m. ET. The temperature at the weather house is 77 degrees Fahrenheit with a dew point of 52 degrees Fahrenheit. The chat's been a bit quiet. Tell us about the most interesting weather you've ever experienced. With a weather intensity score of 59.5, we're seeing significant weather patterns developing nationwide. Here's a live traffic camera in Essex County, NY, which is under an ice storm warning. Attention everyone, we're still tracking a major ice storm affecting Taylor County in Wisconsin. This ice storm warning is in effect for the next 25 hours and 57 minutes. Right now, we're expecting significant icing with ice accumulations up to ½ inch. Additionally, there could be up to 1 inch of snow and sleet. Roads, especially bridges and overpasses, will likely become very slick and hazardous. Be prepared for potential power outages due to ice accumulation on power lines and tree limbs. Remember, travel is highly discouraged unless absolutely necessary. Stay safe and stay tuned for more updates. Here's a quick update on the flood advisory in southeast Louisiana affecting East Baton Rouge, Point Coupee, West Baton Rouge, and West Feliciana parishes. Expect minor flooding in low-lying areas with water over roadways. This will last for the next 1 hour and 42 minutes. Remember, turn around. Don't drown when encountering flooded roads. The National Weather Service has issued a winter weather advisory for Northern Trinity from 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time Sunday. Expect snow above 4,500 feet and gusty winds. Travel may be difficult. Please drive safely. Let's check in with Brandon Kopik, who is currently streaming live from Butler County, KS. He's live on YouTube.
I don't know if you guys saw that, but large hail and strong winds will be the primary hazard.
Let's check in on the flash flood warning for central and southwestern Louisiana. The National Weather Service in Lake Charles has extended this warning due to ongoing heavy rainfall. Areas affected include southwestern St. Landry Parish, northwestern Lafayette Parish, Acadia Parish, northeastern Jefferson Davis Parish, and north central Vermilion Parish. The warning is in effect for the next hour or so. Between 1 and 5 inches of rain have already fallen, and rainfall rates are expected to reach up to 3 inches per hour. Flash flooding is currently observed and poses a life-threatening risk to creeks, streams, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses. If you're in locations like Crowley, Eunice, Jennings, Scott, and Rain, remain vigilant. Remember, never attempt to drive through flooded roads. Turn around, don't drown. Stay safe and stay informed. Attention everyone, we're continuing to track a significant weather event impacting Jefferson County, New York. An ice storm warning is currently in effect and will remain so for the next 28 hours and 54 minutes. This is a serious situation with freezing rain expected to result in ice accumulations ranging from half an inch to an inch, particularly in the northern part of the county, including areas toward the St. Lawrence Valley. The southern parts will also experience significant icing. The impacts of this storm could be substantial, with the potential for widespread power outages due to ice accumulation on power lines.
Yo, I'll be right back. Holy hell.
For the central Gulf Coast tonight, particularly impacting southeastern Louisiana and southern Mississippi. These areas could see several inches of rain, leading to potential widespread flash flooding. So if you're in these areas, stay alert and be prepared for possible flood conditions. Moving into the central and eastern U.S., a powerful mid-latitude cyclone is making its presence felt. Expect showers and thunderstorms tonight across the central southern plains and middle lower Mississippi valleys. There's a slight risk of severe thunderstorms in areas including northern central Oklahoma and north central Texas, where large hail, damaging winds, and a few tornadoes are possible. Looking ahead to Sunday, the severe weather threat ramps up significantly across the Mississippi, Tennessee, and Ohio valleys. An enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms is in place, with potential for very large hail, damaging winds, and strong tornadoes. It's a day to stay weather aware if you're in these regions. For those in the northern plains to the northeast, freezing rain is expected to bring moderate to major impacts, particularly in northeastern Wisconsin and central New England. Accumulating ice could cause significant disruptions, so avoid travel if possible through Sunday night. By Monday, the storm system advances toward the East Coast, bringing a slight risk of severe thunderstorms from the Gulf Coast up to southern upstate New York. Meanwhile, over in the west, unsettled weather arrives with heavy snow expected in the Sierra Nevada and rain and high winds spreading across the region. Don't forget about the southern high plains, where critical fire weather conditions are likely due to dry, warm, and windy conditions. Temperatures across the south and east will remain much above average through Monday, potentially breaking records in some areas. Stay tuned, stay safe, and keep checking in for updates as these systems evolve. Here's a quick update on the winter weather advisory for the central and eastern Beaufort seacoasts, including areas like Nuiqsut, Prudhoe Bay, and Kaktovik. Expect 2 to 4 inches of snow and gusty winds up to 50 miles per hour, with reduced visibility and difficult travel conditions. This advisory expires in 61 hours and 50 minutes. Today, we're focusing on a critical fire weather situation developing across much of central and eastern New Mexico into parts of western Texas. This includes areas like El Paso, Lubbock, Midland, Odessa, and Las Cruces. Strong west-southwesterly winds, blowing at 20 to 25 miles per hour with higher gusts, are combining with very low humidity levels, dropping into the single digits to lower teens. These conditions are ripe for fire spread, so it's crucial for residents to stay vigilant. Additionally, in the Mid-Atlantic region, we're seeing elevated fire weather conditions. Here, temperatures are climbing into the upper 70s and lower 80s, while humidity levels dip to around 30%. This, coupled with breezy conditions, makes the area susceptible to fires. Please be cautious, avoid open flames, and adhere to any local advisories to ensure everyone's safety. Let's check in on the flash flood warning for central Louisiana. The National Weather Service in Lake Charles has issued this warning for southeastern Evangeline Parish and central St. Landry Parish. Heavy rain from thunderstorms is affecting the area, and between 1 and 2 inches have already fallen. The rainfall rate is expected to be between ½ an inch and 1¼ inches over the next hour, so flash flooding is either ongoing or expected to start soon. This could impact small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, and low-lying areas. If you are in Opelousas, Eunice, Ville Platte, or any of the surrounding communities like Leonville, Palmetto, or Sunset, please be cautious. Remember, do not attempt to drive through flooded roads. Turn around, don't drown. Stay safe and stay informed, as this warning is in effect for the next hour or so. Here's a look at next week's temperature outlook from the CPC. Areas in warmer colors can expect above average temperatures, and cooler colors represent below average temperatures. With a weather intensity score of 60.5, we're tracking multiple areas of strengthening weather. All right, folks, let's break down the latest SPC outlook for tomorrow, focusing on areas where severe weather is likely to make an impact. We have an enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms centered over a broad stretch that includes the Ohio, Mid-Mississippi, and Tennessee valleys. If you're in these areas, particularly in parts of Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, you need to stay alert. The forecast is calling for some intense weather with very large hail, damaging winds, and even strong tornadoes possible. Starting off, let's talk about the upper level dynamics. There's a significant weather system moving in from the southwest that's going to pass over the southern and central plains today, and by tomorrow, it'll be heading into the Great Lakes region. This system will drive a cold front through the Midwest and Ohio Valley by the afternoon and into the Mid-MS Valley and Texarkana region by the evening. As this front moves, scattered to widespread thunderstorms are expected, and these storms could be quite severe. In central Texas, early Sunday morning, there's a chance for storms developing near a dry line. While there's some uncertainty about how many storms there will be, if they do form, they could become supercells with a risk of severe hail and winds. For those in Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, brace yourselves. As the surface low intensifies, we'll see strengthening winds and increasing moisture, setting the stage for thunderstorms along the cold front by mid-afternoon. Initially, some storms might be isolated, but expect them to quickly organize into a line, potentially carrying strong winds and embedded tornadoes, especially in northern Indiana and northwest Ohio. Moving to the Mid-MS Valley and down towards Texarkana, initially discrete supercells could form along the front. With strong winds aloft, these storms could produce large hail, some over 2 inches. While tornadoes are a concern, confidence on how the storm mode will evolve is still somewhat limited. On the southern side of things, in Florida, there's an impulse moving in that could stir up some organized thunderstorms by peak heating. These could bring isolated hail and wind threats across eastern, central, and northern Florida. So, to everyone in these regions, stay tuned to local weather updates and be prepared to take action should severe weather warnings be issued. It's going to be an active weather day, and we want everyone to stay safe and informed. Let's check in on the flash flood warning for several parishes in Louisiana, including southwestern St. Landry, northwestern Lafayette, Acadia, northeastern Jefferson Davis, and north central Vermilion. The warning remains in effect for the next 42 minutes. Thunderstorms have already dropped between 1 and 5 inches of rain, with an expected rate of up to 3 inches per hour. This is causing life-threatening flash flooding in urban areas, highways, and underpasses. Please avoid driving on flooded roads, and remember, turn around, don't drown. Stay tuned and stay safe. There was just a magnitude 2.7 earthquake about 11 kilometers east of Nalihu, Hawaii, 5 minutes ago. Luckily, there's no tsunami threat. There was just a magnitude 2.7 earthquake 17 kilometers south-southeast of Pahala, Hawaii, about 5 minutes ago. No tsunami threat, so it's just a gentle reminder of Mother Nature's rumblings. Hey y'all, see those blue circles on the map? They show earthquakes that have happened in the past 24 hours. The most recent earthquake was 6 minutes ago, located 11 kilometers east of Nalihu, Hawaii. The bigger circles mean stronger earthquakes, so keep an eye on those. Here's a live traffic camera in Essex County, NY, which is under an ice storm warning. Here's a quick update on the ice storm warning for Dickinson, Iron, and Menominee counties in Michigan. Significant icing is expected with snow and sleet accumulations between 1 and 6 inches and ice up to 0.4 of an inch. Power outages and tree damage are likely, and travel could be impossible. This warning remains in effect for the next 25 hours and 39 minutes. Please prepare accordingly and avoid travel if possible. Let's check in with Brandon Kopik, who is currently streaming live from Wichita, KS. He's live on YouTube.
Yeah, so need a block and a chocolate shake.
Chocolate ice cream and mod sticks. Insert whole anally.
We have an urgent update for those in Jefferson County, New York. An ice storm warning is in effect for the next 28 hours and 38 minutes, with the most severe conditions expected towards the St. Lawrence Valley. Freezing rain will bring ice accumulations ranging from a quarter to a full inch. This weather event is likely to cause significant disruptions. Power lines and tree limbs might be heavily burdened, leading to widespread power outages. Roads will become treacherous, particularly tonight, so travel only if absolutely necessary. Take precautions if you must go outside. Surfaces like stairs, sidewalks, and driveways could be extremely slippery. Stay safe and make sure you have your emergency preparations in place. Here's a quick update on the winter weather advisory for Hughes, Stanley, and Sully counties in South Dakota. Expect wet snow with additional accumulations up to 1 inch, impacting road conditions. This advisory remains in effect for the next 7 hours and 36 minutes. Please drive cautiously and check road conditions by calling 511. Let's check in on the flash flood warning for parts of Louisiana. Currently, a flash flood warning is still in effect for the next few hours, specifically targeting northwestern East Baton Rouge, southwestern East Feliciana, eastern Point Coupee, northern West Baton Rouge, and southeastern West Feliciana parishes. Thunderstorms have been producing heavy rain, with accumulated rainfall between 2.5 to 3.5 inches already. Additional rainfall of up to 3 inches is possible. This has led to life-threatening flash flooding conditions in areas like Zachary and St. Francisville. It's crucial to avoid driving on flooded roads. Most flood-related fatalities occur in vehicles. Turn around, don't drown. Stay safe and stay aware of your surroundings. Attention, everyone. We are continuing to monitor a top priority ice storm warning for Taylor County, Wisconsin, which remains in effect for the next 25 hours and 36 minutes. Significant icing is expected, with ice accumulations of up to 1/2 inch, along with snow and sleet accumulating up to 1 inch. This weather event is expected to make roads, bridges, and overpasses extremely slick and hazardous. Additionally, the heavy ice may lead to power outages due to downed power lines and tree limbs. If you're in the affected area, especially around Medford, please avoid travel unless absolutely necessary and stay prepared for potential power outages. Remember, do not touch down power lines and report any outages to your electric company. Weather Prediction Center has issued an excessive rainfall outlook for day 2, highlighting a slight risk of excessive rainfall across the Arklamis region, which includes parts of Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. This potential for heavy rainfall is due to the interaction of shortwave troughs emerging from the Intermountain West, merging with the polar jet stream by Sunday night. As a result, a broad area of convection is expected to develop from the central Gulf Coast through the Ohio Valley and into the Great Lakes region. With significant inflow from the Gulf, precipitable water values are ranging from 1.25 to 1.75 inches, supporting hourly rain totals up to 2.5 inches. In some areas, particularly in the Mid-South, totals could reach as high as 6 inches if storms train or multiple mesocyclones align. Additionally, a marginal risk has been introduced for the Florida Peninsula and southeasternmost Georgia, where a slowly lifting frontal boundary is expected to bring precipitable water values between 1.5 and 1.75 inches. With MU Cape values exceeding 2,000 joules per kilogram in South Florida, the environment is conducive to thunderstorm organization, potentially leading to local rainfall amounts around 5 inches. Residents in these regions should stay alert for potential flooding and stay updated with the latest forecasts. Here's a quick update on the ice storm warning in Price County, Wisconsin. Expect significant icing with up to 2 inches of snow and sleet, and ice accumulation between 0.3 and 1/2 of an inch. This could lead to widespread power outages and make travel nearly impossible. The warning remains in effect for the next 25 hours and 33 minutes. Let's check in with Connor Croft, who is currently streaming live from Tonkawa, Oklahoma. He's live on YouTube. Here's a live traffic camera in Essex County, NY, which is under an ice storm warning. Let's check in on the flash flood warning for southeastern Evangeline Parish and central St. Landry Parish in Louisiana. The National Weather Service in Lake Charles has issued this warning due to thunderstorms producing heavy rain in the area. Between 1 and 2 inches of rain have already fallen, and the expected rainfall rate is up to 1.25 inches per hour. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. This poses a threat to small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses, especially in low-lying areas. Locations including Opelousas, Eunice, Ville Platte, and surrounding areas could be affected. Remember, turn around, don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood-related fatalities happen in vehicles. This warning is in effect for the next few hours, so please stay alert and avoid driving on flooded roads. Here's the latest update on the ice storm warning affecting southeastern St. Lawrence, southern Franklin, and southwestern St. Lawrence counties in New York. This warning remains in effect for the next 25 hours and 30 minutes. We're expecting significant icing with snow accumulations up to 1 inch and ice ranging from 1/10 to 1/2 of an inch. Be prepared for likely power outages and tree damage, making travel very difficult. The freezing rain we're experiencing tonight will gradually transition to rain tomorrow, especially in the western foothills of the Adirondacks, while lingering longer near the St. Lawrence River. If you must travel, please ensure you have an emergency kit with a flashlight, food, and water in your vehicle.
What did you do?
For the latest road conditions, check the websites for Vermont and New York.
I decided to put
Stay
it back.
safe, everyone.
You can shut up. I'm back, people.
A new snow report just came in from 4 miles west-northwest of Maidstone, Vermont in Essex County. This report, received just 2 minutes ago from the public, indicates snowfall with a depth of 4 inches. Here's a quick update on the flood advisory for the Rio Grande River near San Benito, affecting Cameron County, Texas. Flooding is possible due to excessive rainfall, with river levels expected to rise to 53.9 feet by tomorrow morning. The advisory will remain in effect for 76 hours and 29 minutes from now. Stay informed and visit weather.gov for more details. Here's a quick update on the ice storm warning for Portage, Wood, Southern Oconto County, and Wapaka counties in Wisconsin. Expect significant ice accumulations with the risk of power outages, and the warning remains in effect for another 25 hours and 27 minutes. Please avoid travel if possible and be prepared for potential power outages. Scott Rock Severe Studios has gone offline. Let's check in with Brandon Kopic, who is currently streaming live from Sedgwick County, KS. He's live on YouTube.
Storm to north. Hi, buddy. Yeah, that's okay. It's a blur. And pretty much all the cams had happening was just
Here's the latest update on the ice storm warning, currently impacting Marquette County, Michigan. This warning remains in effect for the next 25 hours and 26 minutes. We're expecting significant icing with widespread snow and sleet accumulations ranging from 3 to 7 inches. In the higher terrain of northern Marquette County, these totals could reach between 8 and 12 inches. Ice accumulations could be as much as half an inch. The heaviest precipitation is anticipated tonight through Sunday. This weather event is likely to result in power outages and tree damage, making travel nearly impossible. It's strongly advised to avoid travel. If you must travel, please ensure you have an extra flashlight, food, and water in your vehicle for emergencies. Prepare for the possibility of power outages. Let's check in on the flash flood warning for portions of south central Louisiana. The National Weather Service in Lake Charles has issued this warning due to thunderstorms producing heavy rain in Lafayette, northwestern St. Martin, and northeastern Vermilion parishes. Current radar indicates between 1 and 2 inches of rain have already fallen, with an additional 2 to 4 inches possible. Flash flooding could impact small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, and streets in cities like Lafayette, Scott, Breaux Bridge, and more. Remember, turn around. Don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Stay aware of your surroundings and avoid driving in these conditions. This warning remains in effect for the next hour and a half. The National Weather Service has issued a special marine warning for the coastal waters from East Cape Sable to Chokoloskee in Florida. This warning is in effect until 7:15 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. A thunderstorm capable of producing waterspouts and wind gusts of 34 knots or greater is moving northwest at 20 knots. Mariners should move to safe harbor until the hazardous weather passes. Here's a look at next week's temperature outlook from the CPC. Areas in warmer colors can expect above average temperatures, and cooler colors represent below average temperatures. A new storm report just came in from Gaylord, Michigan, 2 miles southwest in Otsego County. 7 minutes ago, freezing rain was recorded with an event total of 0.55 inches at the Gaylord Regional Airport. This information comes from the Automated Surface Observing System. Here's a quick update on the ice storm warning affecting Essex County, New York, and southern Vermont. Expect significant icing with power outages and difficult travel. This warning expires in 25 hours and 22 minutes. Stay safe and prepared. Here's a live traffic camera in Essex County, NY, which is under an ice storm warning. Attention viewers, an ice storm warning is in effect for Jefferson County, New York for the next 28 hours and 21 minutes. Significant ice accumulations are expected toward the St. Lawrence Valley. Northern Jefferson County could see up to 1 inch of ice, while southern areas may receive 1/4 to 1/2 inch. This will likely cause widespread power outages and make travel difficult, especially tonight. Please be prepared and cautious if you need to go outside. Stay safe and stay tuned for more updates. Let's check in with Connor Croft, who is currently streaming live from Red Rock, Oklahoma. He's live on YouTube.
It happened anywhere between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Along the dry line and up towards the cold front intersection, and it headed down towards Oklahoma City.
Here's an update on the Boar Creek Fire, located 5 miles east of Hominy, Oklahoma. The fire has now spread to 2,032 acres, but is 75% contained, showing significant progress in recent days. There are no current evacuation orders, but residents should remain vigilant and prepared to act if conditions change. Air attack and single-engine air tankers continue to support firefighting efforts. No water safety notice.
For the ones ensuring the job always gets.
So, again, the Weather Twin Storm Team is tracking severe weather. From what I am hearing storms are going to form between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. I do not know if that is accurate. All I know is what I have found out. Or assumptions, I guess. And then I'm also being told that these storms could form late at night, 10 p.m., 11 a.m. No, 10 p.m., 11 p.m., 12 a.m. That's the time frame I am looking at. I'm looking at those two time frames and going, and then asking myself, what's happening here and what's happening here? Will there be a tornado or will there be a tornado emergency? I don't know. And then 39 minutes ago, Storm Chaser Jason Cooley, quote, I can just sit at home and chase tonight, it looks like. Damaging hail is possible after dark in the striped region. Let me share this Facebook tab and go in on the photo here. I can just sit at home and chase tonight, it looks like. Damaging hail is possible after dark in the striped area. From Brownswood to Sherman, Texas. Or Taxes, as I like to call it. So yeah, that's quite fun. Now imagine if I went storm chasing. And got close to a tornado. Or should I say, imagine if I went storm chasing and got dangerously close to a tornado. Damn.
Here's a quick update on the flood watch. It impacts all of southeastern Louisiana and southern Mississippi, including cities like New Orleans and Baton Rouge. This watch will expire in 13 hours and 15 minutes. Be prepared for potential flooding due to excessive rainfall, especially in low-lying and urban areas. Keep monitoring for updates. Attention, residents of Taylor County, Wisconsin. A significant ice storm warning is in effect. This warning will last for the next 25 hours and 15 minutes. Expect significant icing with ice accumulations up to ½ an inch, along with snow and sleet up to 1 inch. Roads, especially bridges and overpasses, are likely to become slick and hazardous. Ice accumulation on power lines and tree limbs could lead to power outages. Please take this warning seriously and avoid travel if possible. Report any power outages to your electric company and do not touch down power lines. Stay safe and stay informed. Let's check in with Brandon Kopic, who is currently streaming live from Sumner County, KS. He's live on YouTube.
Still at better terrain, but I think we're still looking at fast storm motions and everything tomorrow too.
The National Weather Service has issued a flood advisory for parts of southeast Louisiana, including Ascension, East Baton Rouge, Iberville, Livingston, St. James, St. John the Baptist, and West Baton Rouge parishes. This advisory lasts until 8:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Expect minor flooding in low-lying and poor drainage areas due to heavy rain. Please avoid driving on flooded roads. Turn around, don't drown. For details, visit weather.gov/safety/flood.
We have details on the latest SCP storm map for tomorrow. Latest SCP Storm Prediction Center map for tomorrow, Sunday. Huge area watching for severe action. Some in Florida may be looking to get a few sneaky ones too. Mainline shifts into Monday, bringing more storms towards the East Coast and the Southeast. So, again, don't be scared, be prepared. What is that coming in from the West Coast? Well, what is that coming in from the West Coast? Probably something to be avocado shaped, if it's anything like the SCP maps have been showing this year. After some... Can you... Looks like things are about to get a rockin'. Oh boy. This is about to get insane. This forecast is harder than ever. Why do I hear a 1975 ZZ Top song playing after seeing this? California getting teabagged. Damn. I saw. Bro, what did he post? Hold up. Damn. But seriously, y'all, you absolutely got to be kidding me. You must be kidding me, right? There's no way they would put this on a map. You must be joking me. And this close to April Fools? You must be kidding me. You must be kidding me. Is right. Does anyone know what that looks like? Because I'm not saying it on stream. I'm gonna be honest. I am not saying it on stream. Fuck no, bro. I'm not trying to get canceled. And then 1 hour ago, by Live Storm Chasers. Next week's severe weather threat? Another possible major severe weather outbreak is forecasted, with the SPC already issuing a level 3 risk out of 5, which, by the way, for the Weather Twin Storm team, that would be a level 3 out of 6 for areas already hit by severe weather this year. This storm system is expected to be even stronger than this weekend's severe weather threat, with a 100 kT jet streak impacting the Midwest and Mississippi/Idaho River valleys. Expected hazards include strong tornadoes, very large hail. Are you joking me? Does anyone not see this typo? Did anyone see this typo? Lives. Oh my. Do I have to mention this? Hold up. Let me comment this. Hold up. Hold the phone. Hold the damn phone. Do I see a typo? Do I see a typo? If you do not, if you don't, please get some glasses. If it's not obvious to you, if it's not obvious to you, please go get some glasses. Shut the fuck up. Then look closer. Then look closer. Closer. Closer, bottom right. There you go. There you go. Fix it. Fix it. Please fix it. Please go fix it. Live Storm Chasers. Do I see a typo? If it's not obvious to you, then look closer. Closer. Closer, bottom right. There you go. Please go fix it. There, I just told him. Bull. It's like you're about to take their job. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. If they don't fix that typo or something. Typo. Fix that horrible typo they got.
Yeah. Honestly.
Absolutely horrible.
Let's check in with Brandon Kopic, who is currently streaming live from Sumner County, KS. He's live on YouTube.
I wanna go, oh, 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 oh. Oh, there goes the radio. Help!
Here's a live traffic camera in Essex County, NY, which is under an ice storm warning. The last tornado warning in the United States was issued 3 hours ago for Monroe, Florida. While the immediate threat has passed, it's been an active severe weather day. Stay weather aware. Here's a quick update on the winter weather advisory for the Western Arctic Plains, including Umiat. Expect 1 to 2 inches of snow, with blowing snow reducing.
Get 4 weeks free with.
Nope. So, the main severe weather threat, y'all, is going to be later tonight. So, I think I might end stream. Actually, no. Okay, so I'm going to end stream to go take my shower when I come back from eating dinner. And then after my shower, and after I get dried and after I get dressed, I'm going to start stream up again. And stream for as long as I can.
Here's the latest update on the ice storm warning affecting southeastern St. Lawrence, southern Franklin, and southwestern St. Lawrence counties, including the areas of Star Lake, Tupper Lake, Potsdam, Saranac Lake, Ogdensburg, South, and Gouverneur in New York. This warning remains in effect for the next 25 hours. Expect significant icing with additional snow up to 1 inch and ice accumulations ranging from 1/10 to 1/2 of an inch. This could lead to power outages and tree damage, making travel very difficult. Freezing rain tonight will gradually shift to rain tomorrow, especially in the western foothills of the Adirondacks, while lingering near the St. Lawrence River. If you're in these areas, travel is strongly discouraged. If travel is necessary, ensure you have an extra flashlight, food, and water in your vehicle. Prepare for potential power outages. Stay updated with road conditions through New York's 511 system online. Please stay safe and take all necessary precautions. The National Weather Service has issued a flash flood warning for northwestern Lafayette Parish and southeastern Acadia Parish in Louisiana until 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Thunderstorms have produced between 2 and 6 inches of rain, with additional rainfall expected. Life-threatening flash flooding is occurring. Please avoid flooded roads and be cautious, especially at night. Here's a quick update on the ice storm warning for Dickinson, Iron, and Menominee counties in Michigan. Expect significant icing with snow and sleet accumulations of 1 to 6 inches and up to 4/10 of an inch of ice. This warning is in effect for the next 24 hours and 59 minutes. Prepare for possible power outages and difficult travel conditions. Here's a look at next week's temperature outlook from the CPC. Areas in warmer colors can expect above average temperatures, and cooler colors represent below average temperatures. Let's check in with Connor Croft, who is currently streaming live from Mulhall, Oklahoma. He's live on YouTube. With a weather intensity score of 67.2, we're monitoring multiple areas of severe weather potential. Here's a live traffic camera in Essex County NY, which is under an ice storm warning. Let's check in on the flash flood warning for northwestern Lafayette Parish and southeastern Acadia Parish in Louisiana. As reported by Emergency Management, This area is experiencing thunderstorms with heavy rain. Between 2 and 6 inches of rain have already fallen, and an additional 1 to 3 inches are possible. This warning remains in effect for the next few hours. Flash flooding is already occurring and poses a life-threatening risk, especially in creeks, streams, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses. Areas such as Crawley, Scott, Rain, Dewson, Meyer, Lions Point, and Esterwood are particularly at risk. Remember, most flood-related deaths occur in vehicles. If you encounter a flooded road, turn around, don't drown. Stay vigilant, especially at night when it is harder to recognize the dangers of flooding. Attention viewers, we have an urgent update regarding the ongoing ice storm warning for Taylor County in the state of Wisconsin. This warning is effective for the next 24 hours and 54 minutes. We're looking at significant icing, with ice accumulations expected to reach up to half an inch. This is in addition to snow and sleet, which could add up to an inch by late Sunday afternoon. Roads, especially bridges and overpasses, will likely become slick and hazardous. There could be significant ice accumulation on power lines and tree limbs, which may lead to power outages. Please avoid travel unless absolutely necessary, and report any power outages to your utility provider. Be particularly cautious of downed power lines and stay safe. Attention everyone, we are still under a top priority ice storm warning for Essex County in New York and the southern portions of Vermont. This warning is set to expire in 24 hours and 53 minutes from now. We're looking at significant icing, with ice accumulations expected to be between 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch, and in some areas even more. Cities like Ticonderoga, Lake Placid, Rutland, and Middlebury will be affected. This storm is likely to cause power outages and tree damage, making travel very difficult. Please avoid travel if possible, but if you must drive, ensure you have an extra flashlight, food, and water in your vehicle. Freezing rain will continue, gradually changing to plain rain as we move into Sunday, but please stay prepared for high variations in ice accumulations across different areas. For road conditions in Vermont, check newengland-511.org. And for New York, go to 511ny.org. Stay safe and stay tuned for more updates. The Weather Prediction Center has issued an excessive rainfall outlook for Day 2, highlighting a slight risk of excessive rainfall across the Arklamas region. This includes parts of Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. On Sunday, 2 shortwave troughs will emerge from the Intermountain West into the central U.S., interacting with the polar jet and creating a complex weather pattern. This setup will lead to widespread convection across the eastern half of the country, particularly affecting the Mississippi, Tennessee, and Ohio valleys. Expect heavy rainfall with potential hourly totals reaching up to 2.5 inches, with some areas possibly seeing up to 6 inches where storms are persistent or align closely. The risk is greatest near the Mid-South, prompting an upgrade to a slight risk in these areas. Additionally, a marginal risk of excessive rainfall is forecast for the Florida Peninsula and southeastern Georgia. A slow-moving frontal boundary will lift through the region, bringing increased moisture with precipitable water values between 1.5 to 1 3/4 inches. In South Florida, instability is high with MU Cape exceeding 2,000 joules per kilogram, supporting organized thunderstorms. Localized rainfall amounts could reach 5 inches, which warrants caution in these areas. Residents and travelers in these regions should stay informed and be prepared for potentially hazardous conditions.
Anyway, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and stream. I'll restart stream after I take my shower, get dressed, and all that. Now, again, peace out. See you in my next stream, and always remember, only chill vibes. See you.